Let's now talk about the template inheritance and layouts and how we can create those layouts. Template inheritance in Blade allows us to define a base layout or a base template that other templates then can extend. This helps in maintaining a consistent look and feel across our application while also promoting code reuse and reduces the duplication. So let's create a base layout file that other views will extend in future. We're going to call that the layout.blade.template. So let me create a new file here called layout.blade.php. And I'm going to paste in a Tailwind CSS template from Tailwind UI, which is a paid service, but they offer some free components. And the code that I'm about to paste in is one of the free components available on their site. So let me paste that in here. And I'm actually going to get rid of the welcome.blade and replace this welcome with layout just to see what it looks like on the page. So if we open the browser, refresh the page, we see that this is the template that we're going to be using for now. Tailwind CSS is a highly customizable utility-first CSS framework that in my opinion makes working on the front end more fun, at least for devs like me who are more back-end oriented and not exactly versed too much in the front end. We're pulling the Tailwind CSS from the CDN, as you can see in here, but we're going to learn how to properly install it a bit later. As you can see, there is no CSS file and there is no written CSS rules in here. It's just utility classes all around. When we look at the page, it looks pretty good, right? And all of that is styled with Tailwind and directly within the HTML markup. This may or may not resonate with you and you may hate it. Some people hate it. A lot of people love it. It's not everyone's cup of tea. I personally like it, as I mentioned, for the reasons stated before. But if you don't like it, feel free to use anything else. This course is not about front end. It's all about Laravel. So use whatever you prefer for front end. I just want to clarify that Tailwind CSS is not a requirement for this course. Feel free to pull in Bootstrap or anything else or just write CSS directly. It is up to you. For the purposes of this course, I will be using Tailwind CSS to quickly complement my course material with some front end because I like it and it's easier for me to work with, and as ugly and bloated as it might look, in real applications where you use components, it doesn't look this bloated and this bad. But to me, this is completely fine even in the current state. Tailwind UI, as I mentioned before, is a premium components and templates library, but they offer some free ones, and the one that we're using here is the free component. Alright, so back to layouts and Blade. And by the way, I'm not sponsored by Tailwind UI, so I don't get paid for saying this. I just like using Tailwind CSS. Alright, so this layout needs to stay the same across different pages, which means that only content needs to change. What we want to do is basically make this content section right here dynamic, while keeping rest of the things static because they are basically the same for every page. Except maybe some other parts like adding custom CSS, JavaScript, changing title, and so on, which we'll cover as well. But you get the idea. The most other markup is basically the same thing for other pages, and just the content is the one that needs to change from page to page, along with a few other things, as I mentioned before. So first things first, how can we use this layout in other Blade templates? So let's say we have the home page here. So we'll do home.blade.php and we want to use this layout within this home Blade template, right? Because we don't want to render a layout like this. We would be rendering the home page, and the home page right now is just a blank page. So how do we extend or use this layout within the home Blade template? Well, the keyword here is extends. We can actually use the extends directive to sort of extend the layout or use the layout. So we'll do extends and pass the relative path to the Blade component or the layout component. So we'll do layout. And now if we refresh the page, we see that it works. So let's create some of these pages. We have, if we go back to the browser, we have dashboard, transactions, and categories. So this should technically be dashboard, not home. So let's replace this to dashboard. And we also need transactions blade, and we need categories blade template. So let's change this to just slash, which is the home page. Let's change this to slash transactions, and the last one will be slash categories. Let's actually create the controller for that. Let me close some of these out. So I'll close that out and close this out. Let me minimize this thing here, and let's open the browser to see if this is working. We're getting error, view home not found. Yeah, I forgot to update that from home to dashboard. Let's go back, refresh. That works. Let's go to transactions, and we're getting 404 not found. Let me, oh yeah, because we don't have the route, so let's duplicate that, and we'll do transactions. Maybe we'll create controller later, but for now, this is okay. So we'll do transactions, and we'll do the same for categories. Let's open the browser, refresh the page, and that works, and the categories work as well. However, we see this test in every single page, which doesn't make sense, right? We want to update this content for different pages. Now, if we open the dashboard and we put some text here, let's put dashboard, and let's open the transactions and put transactions here, and let's open the categories and put categories here. Let's see where this text shows up. So as you can see, the categories shows up on the top. So if you go to dashboard, dashboard shows up on the top, and transaction shows up on the top. And that's not what we want. We want to show that within this content right here. So that's the problem that we're trying to solve. We want to make this content dynamic. To do that, we need to basically define what's called a section and then yield the content for that section. So we can essentially say that this, whatever we want to render here, is part of a content section. So we can do section, and then the name can be anything. We can call it content, and then we can do end section. And now we're saying that anything within this section is our content. That's what we want to inject into the layout within this section. So let's do the same now for the transactions and dashboard. And let's add the end section here and here as well. And let's refresh the page. And now we don't see that section or that content anywhere on the page. That's expected because Laravel doesn't know where to push this content to. To fix this, we need to use the yield directive to sort of inject this content into the layout. So if we go in here, instead of test, we can replace this with yield and then the name of the section. And in our case, that's content. So we'll do yield content, and now this should work as expected. Let's refresh the page, and as you can see, now the content is rendered in the correct place. We can go to categories, dashboard, transactions, and it all works properly. Now, what if we want to make the title dynamic? As you can see, the title here is Laravel, and it basically is going to be the same for every single page because we're not making this dynamic. It's kind of static currently. We can use the yield and section for this as well. So we can do something like yield title, and then within our dashboard, we can have a section called title and section, and put something like dashboard page, and put this in here and call it transactions page, and do the same for categories and call it categories page. Now, if we go to the browser, refresh the page, we see that we are in transactions page. Now we are in categories, and now we are in dashboard. We can also set the default title if the title section is not defined. So the default title we can set as default title, or in this case we could just set it to Laravel, back to what it was before. and let's remove it from the categories. And if we go to the browser and refresh the page, let's go to categories, and as you can see now the title is set to Laravel. But if we go to transactions or dashboard, the title is set correctly. One other thing that I want to fix is this header right here. So we have this header for dashboard, and it makes sense maybe for categories, but for transactions, maybe we want to replace this. Maybe we don't want this to be fully static for every single page. Maybe we want this to be somewhat dynamic. And we can have this as the default, but maybe we want to replace that. So let's go back in here, and in the layout, we are basically rendering this right here. So what we want to do is that we want to make this into a section as well. Because we don't want to always yield the section here, we may want to have the default section. So like this might be our default section, and then we can override it or replace it within the templates based on our needs. So in that case, we can use the section and show directives. So we can do a section called header, and then in here, instead of doing end section, which would mean that we would need yield somewhere else, we would do show. And the difference here is that the show directive just simply yields the section right away. So let me show that to you. So let me format this quick, and let's open the browser. Let's refresh the page. Everything is working as expected. We're still rendering that. But if we go to transactions, we can replace this and call this header, and let's call this transactions, and let's refresh the page, go to transactions, and as you can see now that header is replaced by whatever content we put it in. We're basically defining the header section and then immediately yielding it so that the child view can either extend the section or completely replace it. Now I'm going to paste in some boilerplate here, and I'm going to replace this generic text with some HTML markup, and of course styled using Tailwind. So let's go back here, refresh, and this looks much better, right? So we have some section for total income, total expense, savings, goal, etc. And then if we go to dashboard, we have that regular standard header, and same goes for categories. Now we can make this dashboard as well be dynamic. So if we go in here and go to layout, we can yield here as well. So we can do yield, header, title, and then we can go to categories, and in here we can do section, header, title, and call this categories. And then we'll do the same in the dashboard. We'll actually replace the title for now, and we'll change this to dashboard. Now let's go here, refresh, and sure enough, when we're at the categories page, we see categories, dashboard, we see dashboard, and transactions, we completely replace the header content. Now, if we wanted to extend the parent header with our custom content, we would use the parent directive. So we would say, we still want to use the header from the layout, but we want to extend it by adding our own. So in this case, now if we go back and refresh, we see that we have the header, but we are simply adding our own custom markup to that header. Now it's blank here because I don't have the default header title, so we kind of have to do the same here as well. So let's do that, call it transactions, and let's refresh the page. And as you can see, we have the dashboard, transactions, categories, and in transactions, we are basically extending the main header. And of course, this part right here where we are defining the title, there are better ways of doing it than having it in sections. You can pass this as a variable to the view and simply set it in here instead of doing yield. But that's beyond the scope and beyond the point. So as you can see, working with Blade templates is very flexible, and it's also not that complicated. It's actually fairly simple. You have many options when it comes to working with directives and with Blade templates. The one thing that still needs fixing in this page is this highlighting here. So when we select transactions page, when we go to the transactions page, the dashboard is highlighted, and the same for categories. Dashboard is always highlighted. I'll leave that for you to do as a homework. You can dig into the documentation and I'm sure you'll be able to figure it out. You basically just need to get the current URL and compare if the current one is home route, or if it's the transactions, or if it's categories. And if it is, then use this classes for the current page, and otherwise use the default classes when it's not the current page. A quick note that you could use a route helper function to generate correct URLs for your named routes. So instead of doing /transactions here, for example, we could do something like route transactions. This would assume that we have a route named transactions. So let's go in here and let's name this transactions. Let's go back to the browser, refresh the page. Let's inspect the element. And as you can see, we have the proper URL. As you can see, this generates full absolute URLs. If you want the URL without the schema and the domain, then you could set the absolute param to false. So in here, we could pass false for the absolute argument. So we'll do absolute false, and then go in here and refresh the page. And as you can see, we're back to what it was before. We could also pass the list of expected route parameters as the second argument in this route function, which would build the proper URL for that route, with the route params being replaced with the values that we provide. Just as a note, when using section, you technically don't need to use end section if you just have a simple string like this. So we could do something like dashboard this way and get rid of this entirely, and this will work as expected. Now same goes here, but as you can imagine, the content would be a lot longer than just a single or a simple string. That's why I prefer to just separate it out like this, because I know that it will grow eventually. But if you really just have simple text that you want to replace as your title, then you could simplify it this way and you don't have to define the end section. So if we go to the browser and refresh the page, we see that it still works. And this applies to the title section as well. So we could basically do the same thing here, section, title, and call it dashboard. And this is going to work as well. So if we refresh, we see that the title was changed to dashboard. Alright, so this is it for this episode. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoy my videos, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. In the next episode, we're going to talk about blade components. Until next time, happy coding.